The next morning, Toby was at Brendam Docks again when Porter arrived. "Toby," he said, "I just need to be sure. Are you still in for tonight, or are you out?" Toby hesitated. Then he said, "You know, Porter, I think that everything you said about this railway, and about our lives as engines, it's all complete boiler sludge. But that doesn't mean I won't help you." "I don't understand. If you don't agree with my philosophies, why would you help me act upon them?" "Well, I know I can't convince you that you're wrong with words, but if I were to alert people that you were trying to leave, and they were to force you to stay here, then I would only be confirming that you were right. As it is, if I'm not going to stand in your way, I might as well see that you follow through on your choice, whatever consequences that may bring." Fair enough. Midnight, then, at Knapford Harbor. Don't be late. That night, Porter and Toby made their way to Knapford Harbor. "All right, John. We're ready." Good. But what's the tram engine doing here?" "Toby's here to help. He's going to keep watch and make sure we're not interrupted while I'm being loaded onto the ship." Fair enough. Let's get to work then, shall we?" "I know that whistle. It's Oliver. He's coming down the line. Stop him. Buy us time. Hurry, John." "Oh, hello, Toby. I wasn't expecting to see you out here this late." "Yes, late night delivery. There's something very special going on. As a matter of fact, I've got another train to take. Do you mind if I take those empty cars off your hand?" "Oh, I would be only too happy for you to take these from me, Toby. Then perhaps I can get back to the sheds in time for a proper night's sleep." "Oh, good. Thank you, Oliver. Yes, you should get back to the sheds. I'm afraid there's still a little bit of work going on at the harbor. You may want to take this outside line back to the sheds." "Oh, all right then, Toby. It'll take a little bit of maneuvering, but that's all right." There you are. I'll leave these trucks here for you. Have a good night, Toby. Yes, you too, Oliver. Whew. That was a close call. Aha! Toby, you sent him away. That's a good engine. I knew I could count on you. Yes, of course, Porter. You're free to go, I suppose? Yes. Free at last. You know, Toby, you could come with me. We could start a new life, both of us. Make our own choices. Choose our own fate. Decide who we really are. I don't need to, Porter. I already know who I am. I'm Toby, little brown tram engine who works on the Sodor Railway, pulling passengers with my faithful coach Henrietta. I work on a countryside branch line with my friends Thomas and Percy. You said that because we're engines, because we work on a railway, we're not in control of our own lives. We can't choose who we are. I don't think that's true. Because here, on the island of Sodor, this is the only place where I can be who I truly am. Where people see me for more than just an antiquity. People see me as a friend, and as more than a friend, as a member of their family. Sodor is where I belong, and that's where I'll stay. You've made your choice, to leave, because you think that's the only way you'll ever have control over your own path. But I, for one, choose to stay here where I belong. When my branch line in East Anglia closed, I chose to accept the Fat Controller's offer for me to come and work for him. I didn't have to, but I did, because I wanted a second chance. A chance to show people who I really was. A loyal companion, a friend to the end, a hard worker, and a really useful engine. Well, I suppose that's your choice then, isn't it? And this is mine. All right, Porter. Time to set sail for the mainland. Goodbye, Toby. And thank you for everything you've done. I'm sorry you won't come with me. And I'm sorry you won't stay. The island will miss you. Arr! Off we go, Porter! Next stop, the mainland. Goodbye, Porter. I hope you find what you're looking for. So do I. Interesting. The next day saw Salty and the Fat Controller consulting with Commissioner Moonstone of Scotland Yard. And he didn't say anything, Salty. Anything at all that might have been important. Unfortunately not. It's like I told you, I just woke up this morning and Porter was gone. This is most unusual. You will let us know if anything turns up. Of course, Sir Topham. Solving cases like this is my job, and I like to think I'm very good at it. Oh, I do hope that nothing has happened to the poor engine. I rather like Porter, and I would appreciate it if he turned up in one piece. Don't worry, Salty. We're sending a search and rescue team out to find him, and Scotland Yard will be on it too. I'm sure it won't be long before Porter is back home safe and sound. I just can't understand it. Engines don't simply disappear. Well, Sailor John, I suppose this is goodbye. Thank you for everything. I would say it was no trouble, except it was. That said, it will all be worth it once you give me what you promised. Of course. Here. This has been in my family for generations. I never understood why it was so precious. It just looks like a bunch of nonsense to me. Believe me, Mr. Sutherland, when I tell you it is so much more. A pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen, and if you ever find your way out of this abandoned port, I hope you find whatever it is you seek. We already have it, John. Freedom. Thanks again. I'm so close. After all these years, finally, it's within my reach. Driver, are you sure we did the right thing? Helping Porter. To be honest, Toby, no, I'm not sure at all. But, all the same, we should respect the decisions that Porter made, and our own decisions. What's done is done, and it's best we move on. Come on then, old boy. We've got work to do. Right then. Toby, can you wait a moment? I still haven't worked up the courage to speak to Lady. I think deep down I already know the answer she's going to give. That she won't help us. That she won't help Percy. There's got to be another way. In some way we can save the Percy we know. Thomas, I think perhaps it's time for us to accept that the Percy we know isn't going to be the Percy we know for much longer. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. How can you say that? Everything we've worked for, this entire last year with him, it will all have been for naught. It will all go to waste. No, Thomas, it won't go to waste. Because what matters is that you still did it. You still repaired your relationship with Percy. You restored your friendship. And even if Percy doesn't remember it, you will, and I will. And we'll know that we did it. That Percy became your friend again. But why can't we at least try to save him? How can we just let Percy's last year of memories fade away and not do anything about it? Does Percy deserve that? No, Thomas, he doesn't, but sometimes we just have to trust that fate will take care of us, instead of us trying to change it. Sometimes we just have to trust that everything will work out all right, even when we can't do anything. But Percy, how do I tell him? How do you tell someone that they're never going to be the same again and there's nothing you can do about it? Just tell him the truth. This is one thing that's beyond any of our control. I'm sorry, Thomas, but it's best that he knows. And one day, when Percy wakes up and he's not the same Percy anymore, you and I and everyone, we've just got to take it in stride. Because sometimes life throws things at us that we're not prepared for, and that we have no control over. But we just have to keep on moving forward. And we can't look back. We just have to keep being really good engines to each other. Useful engines to each other. Just going to miss him. That's all. I am too. But you know, he's not really going to be gone. We'll still have Percy. He'll still be our friend. As for the Percy that we've known for the last year, you'll always have him in your memory. I suppose so. Thank you, Toby. I suppose I'd better get back to work. Just keep moving forward, right? Yes, that's right. Okay. See you later, Toby. Not long thereafter, Toby backed down on Henrietta at Ellsbridge Station. Henrietta, said Toby, I wanted to thank you for everything you said to me yesterday. I suppose I forgot who I was and what I believed, what I stood for. You reminded me of that. Thank you. Oh, Toby, I'm so glad you've come to your senses. You're welcome, by the way. Oh, Henrietta, always so perceptive. I don't know what I would do without you. And nor do I. Now come along. Our passengers are waiting. I suppose they are. Time to go be a really useful engine. Whatever it is that means. Psst! Scruffy, I think I've got something to say that you're gonna want to hear. Oh, what is it now, Rickety? You see, last night, Fred and I got the opportunity to listen in on a very interesting conversation, and one of the engines involved presented some very unorthodox views. It was his opinion that no one should be left at the mercy of others. We should all have the opportunity to control our own fate. Well, Rickety, we are trucks. How do you propose we control our own fate when we're controlled by engines? I think it's about time that masters and servants swapped places, and we trucks finally got the attention and respect we deserve. I propose we fight the power, and who better to lead the charge than S.C. Ruffy? No one better, Rickety. Absolutely no one. Once upon a time, there was an island. On this island, there were many engines. Every day, they went about their work, doing the jobs they were built to do. Often, they complained, they bickered, and they caused accidents. But after each incident, they would remember the most important lesson. that they couldn't always get what they wanted, and so they would accept their differences and accept their limitations. And it was with these limitations in mind that they would go back to work on their railway, their home, their island. Well, what do you know? A stinking, smelling steamer.